if you haven't already. If you're wondering who he is and you're looking for links and all that information, like I say, join the Discord community and you'll also find a link to my course in the description, but you'll also find a link to my brother's channel on YouTube, so check that out. This is a story which is associated with a trend line. It looked like it could maybe break it, and it's come back up here. It's retested off the top of it. If there is a decline here, we'd be looking to see retracements back down to any of these areas, sure. But what are the numbers we're talking about here? From down here at around about a few dollars, just let's call it $3.53, up towards current prices of $351, 100x. And the question in the chat was, could LivePerson do what Carvana did? And if you were eagle-eared, eyed, paying attention, or if you're going to scroll back to the start of this video and watch all of it having tuned in at half time, hi, welcome to the show, good to catch up with you. I actually mentioned this earlier on, and I said that LivePerson's trading around $1, and the target on it is up at $69 as a quite achievable target in terms of its former price history. It's also a good thing to look at in a market which is growing, so bigger picture, how much is the market itself going to grow that it's operating in if it's looking to achieve growth? Well, it's about $15 billion right now, and it's going to be at least $150 billion in 10 years' time at minimum. People are predicting, not people, but serious professional, high-level, top-level PhDs, government advisors, researchers, everybody, they're saying at least that growth is coming. All the economists, at least. So, could it do it? Yeah, it could definitely achieve what it had been valued at in the past. Could it then go to 100x from where it is? More than, it'd be 130x. Or indeed, lots from where we started talking about the stock. Yes, it's already up. It's already up 100% or more. Can it go thousands and thousands percent like Carvana did here? Yeah, absolutely. It definitely could. Because this is an example, as you saw, Carvana, of a stock that went up 100x. So could LivePerson do the same? Yes, it absolutely could. We know there's precedent for this type of thing. But instead of it going back up to targets such as I said, reasonable targets from its previous price history at $69. What if it went 10x its previous value? What if it went 10x its previous value? Just as a sort of thing that, just to put it into a context, what if we saw something that was once priced at up there at a high around about $1? This isn't a long enough chart for XRP. XRP started off at zero, right? Started off at zero, and then when it started trading, it was 0.0000, right, or whatever, and 1. And then it went all the way up towards $1 until eventually it expanded its popularity. It became listed on this exchange here, and it reached a high at $1. And then prices dropped all the way down to 30 cents. And people were sad about it. And they thought, the story's over, this game's over, we're going all the way back down to where we started off at. This is XRP, which is a cryptocurrency, and a few years ago, you thought to be kind of mad to like it. Just generally speaking, in the cryptocurrency world, people are mad compared to regular people, but then within the cryptocurrency world, XRP people, way madder. Now it's part of the US reserve treasury of cryptocurrencies, right? Among an elite group of just 5, it's one of them. So not only has it gone past its previous thing of $1, it actually went as high as $3.40, which is 10x from a previous price. 10x from a previous price that it was at. Now bear in mind that this chart really should start down here, go all the way up. What we're saying is that in the past, the stock price of LivePerson went up from lows and then went down to lows and has then gone up again higher. And could it go past that from its previous prices? Let's kind of just put that in context. I can tell the moth story another day. So it started off, and this was a high price. Let's just review around about $10, it was higher. Then it went down to 0.06 okay, lost a lot, $9.94 its value. Then it went up to $72, okay, that's a big increase in terms of percentages. So could it do the same as it's done in the past and go that much further? Or indeed, here's another question, could it 10x from a previous price? So let's just have a quick look. Could it 10x from a previous price? This is 10 times 72. It comes up to $720. And on this chart, that's only around about where I'm drawing this line. It's only there, only up there. Okay. And you'll remember our measuring stick trick from when we did all of our analysis previously. How about I just take this line here? It's a rough line, it's not the full distance, it's just a rough line. It's not the full distance, it's just a rough line that's not the full distance of what happened in the past. What does it take the prices up to? Well, you can see that this line, which is not the full distance of what happened in the past, takes the prices up to $372. And I think when you've seen something like that, it starts to warrant a little bit of a more accurate assessment of where the prices could go to. So let's just take a little bit more accurate line. This is not picture perfect absolute accuracy, but because we're a little quick test deserves some scrutiny, I thought we should take a closer look at where it could go to. And what do you see? This would take us up to $720, which is 10 times the price. So when you ask the question of could it do it, I don't think you were looking for 720x, which would be 7 times better than Carvana did, when you ask could it do what Carvana did. But to say that Carvana was the precedent and that we've looked at other examples such as XRP along the story, if you want to see older price history, it's available on the internet. Just take a look, you'll see exactly that. And then we've done the analysis previously in the show looking at how these size moves can happen. So we based it on real stuff from real technical analysis, and then we've answered the question in 2 ways and came back with the same result. Okay, the same result. We've come back with the same result. This was one way to ask the question, and I think it's a pretty good way to start and ask the question. It's a fairly new, but then still a heck of a lot better than a brand new trader. This is a sophisticated enough question to ask. Absolutely. So well done if you were asking it like that. And that's number one. And then number two was, of course, to take us up to this target. Do we have a second factor? And we do. We know that is simply all of the analysis that we did today about the size of moves and seeing that this could happen. It's all in there, folks. That's the story for today's show. I think we've pretty much come to the end, but there was one last thing that we're going to talk about before we jump away.